This is going to be a review of USB to MIDI cables. Before I start the review, I want to make mention of my MU50 sound module. They had MIDI sound modules back in 1994 and 1995, and some of you might wonder how could you connect it to the computer back in 1994 and 1995 if USB did not even exist at that point in time. The solution was really simple. Here I have a sound card. You can see that this sound card has a joystick port for it. What they did was had an adapter from your joystick port to MIDI. You can see there's a joystick port there as well, so you could have the joystick attached while you had your MIDI devices attached. It was a pretty cool way to do things back in the day when sound cards were really popular. A lot of newer computers don't even have sound cards. They're certainly not going to have a joystick port. So the obvious solution was for people to get USB to MIDI adapters. This one works just fine. The cool thing about this particular one is you get to decide how big you want the MIDI cable to be. Do you only need a 2-foot long MIDI cable to go to your sound module, but you need a 10-foot cable to go to your MIDI keyboard controller? The choice is up to you. I've noticed on Amazon and other places, they have these real inexpensive USB to MIDI adapters. I purchased this not knowing for sure if it would work 100% or not. I thought it probably would. I noticed that there's devices just like this, but they have a big plastic box in the center of them, probably about 3 times as big as this particular piece of this MIDI to USB cable. Now, I know that they have Wi-Fi adapters that are about this size and Bluetooth adapters about this size, so I thought there's probably enough hardware in here to do the USB to MIDI conversion, and there is. These work just fine. So if you're looking for a really inexpensive USB to MIDI adapter, these cables work just fine. You can get it for about $10, although you'll see them for $25 and even $35 on Amazon and other places. I think no matter what brand you buy, they should all work out about the same, even if you get the ones that have the big plastic box in the middle. I just want to clarify that all the MIDI cables or MIDI adapters that you've seen in this video will allow you to connect a keyboard or even a MIDI keyboard controller to your computer. If you want to arrange and compose music that way, you can easily do it. As I stated, these cables or adapters, if you want to call them that, have the input and the output. And I do want to say I wish the cables on this particular product were a good 50% thicker, but it does work. You could, get an extension to make the MIDI cable even longer, and you could get an extension like a USB cable extension if you did need it for a product like that, or a product like this, I should say. So that's pretty much the end of the review. All these USB MIDI cables should work pretty decent. It's not a real complicated piece of hardware.